Your own personal Glow Cafe app open 24/7. Download the upgraded Glow Cafe app and get more data.
Welcome to African Voices. I'm Larry Midowo in Kigali, Rwanda. This week, we are speaking to one of the biggest artists out of this country. Bruce Melody started out as a backup singer, and then he just kept going back to the same reality singing competition until he won it a few seasons later. That is a determined man. We're speaking to him about his drive and making sure that this small country makes a mark on the Afrobeats map.
You cannot be a musician if you don't think about business. I'll say that I'm a professional musician who is turning to a businessman, and as an artist who is growing, I think it's better to have side hustle. Music is joy, and I invest in happiness. My name is Bruce Melody from Kigali, Rwanda. I'm a singer, producer, and I'm a change maker. Yoo-hoo!
Rwandan singer and producer Itahiwachu Bruce, better known as Bruce Melody, jump-started his professional music career the only way he saw how. By entering the popular Primus Guma Guma music TV competition in Kigali. Tell me about going into it and if you ever thought, oh, I could win this thing. How did that feel?
That was crazy. When I started my career as an artist, I started as a backup singer in the same competition. And I made all the big stars. You know, I was a backup singer, standing behind Knowless Butera. That was a good vibe. Standing behind King James as a backup singer. That was really good as a backup singer. I couldn't even believe that one day I would stand on the same stage. But with time came and I won one, and it was crazy. It was crazy because people had to vote. Like, people had to vote for a good performer, a good singer. Like, it was crazy and it was very hard. But to me it was music, just music, because I've been to season 3, season 4, season 5, I failed.
Wow.
But to me, it was not about competition, you know, because like if an artist is competing with other artists for award, like, you don't have anything to do. All you have to do is to perform, do your best, sing well, discipline and all that. That's all I always gave my people. But from the day one I entered the competition, I was the second or the third.
The winner is Bruce Melody.
You really wanted this. If you went for 4 different seasons, starting as a backup singer until you finally won the competition.
That was the biggest platform where you can go and perform and gain money. So I had to do that because as an artist, you have to get something from your work so you can do more.
Bruce says his self-confidence took off in his high school years, singing and composing behind the keys.
For me, I believe in myself, and I cannot sit here and tell people that I'm the best or no. I actually feel like I'm blessed to have this gift. I just have this talent, and I have to share it with my people.
When did you first fall in love with music? Do you remember?
So I started in Sunday school, singing in a choir. Like, I cannot really remember when I started falling in love with music. I started as a producer when I was in high school. But as a professional musician, as a singer, performer, I started in 2012.
So how do you come from Sunday school singing to producing music in high school? You're still studying, but you already had the talent for it.
Now, there was a big issue in production. I started as a rapper, as a musician. I wanted to be a rapper, but my vision was to be an artist. And after some time, I started doing my music.
Now, because you have been a rapper, producer, now singer, performer, what makes a hit? What makes a beautiful song, in your experience?
That's a hard one. But making a hit song, it depends on the mood. If you're giving out what you have inside your heart, that can make a hit anytime.
So even if it's a song which is just being chaotic and you're telling somebody you hate them, but a lot of people feel that hate translates.
Like you are a human being, what you really feel is what other people feel. So if you bring it out properly, that can be a hit.
Bruce is known for making hit singles throughout his decade-long career. But in early January of this year, he released his debut album that fuses R&B, pop, and Afrobeats called Colorful Generation. This 21-track album features artists from around the continent, like in the song Iyo Photo with Bien, previous member of the Kenyan group Sauti Sol.
The song is called Tubatwara Iyo Photo, which means let them take pictures. Like I don't mind. You know, when you feel like you are embarrassed because someone took a picture of you in a very bad situation and you don't give, you let them take the picture because you don't have anything to deal with them. So that's what came in my mind when I wrote the song. And I have a couple of songs with Bien, but he just liked that song because it sounds like real life, like what happened in real life.
Do you feel that song is a reflection of what your life has become since you became a star? People want to take a picture of you even when you're having a bad day.
Not only me, because there is social media now.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone can take your picture.
But you need the social media, right? You have more than 1 million followers on Instagram, for instance. It's a great tool to put your music out there, but also it's a very judgmental crowd, right?
Yeah, that was one side of social media, but social media is a great tool to use as an artist, as a businessman. Like if you want to put your business, your things out there, people can see it.
Do you feel, therefore, because the challenge is that it has to be big on TikTok, there has to be some kind of dance to go with it, if it does not do well on social media, on TikTok, then it's not a good song?
I don't believe, like, to me, a song is a song. You know, a song can be popular because they just play your song on funeral, it can be a hit song.
Next, Bruce tells me about his biggest collab to date. Bruce Melody experienced his first big hit in Rwanda with Tubivemo in 2013. His first song in English, Katerina, drew some international attention. Then came big collaborations with African artists like Tanzanian singer Harmonize, Ugandan superstar Eddie Kenzo, and Kenyan rapper Calligraph Jones. 10 years after his first hit, Bruce featured Mr. Bombastic himself, Jamaican superstar Shaggy, in the song When She's Around in 2023. Your biggest collab has got to be with Shaggy. How did that come about?
It was crazy. Actually, the song I did with Shaggy is a remix of my original song called Funga Macho. So I recorded the song. Someone came here in Kigali, just like you when you went to Gorillas and all that. Someone came here to visit. He had my song. He played it for Shaggy. Shaggy liked the song. He's the one who contacted.
No way.
Yeah, he was like, I love this song, can I jump on it? I was like, yeah, cool, man, let's do this. Are you really Shaggy or you're just a scammer? He was like, Mr. Lover. So, it was very good. We went to the US for the promo performances, Jingle Bells. Like, it was a full house, 40,000 people, white people. You know, it was crazy. Like, it was my first time performing in the US.
Right.
And For the first time, I performed for 40,000 people with Shaggy around me. It's totally different from these other big artists, you know, these artists who you can collaborate with, and then they will do just like one tweet, and then they disappear.
Right.
So for him, it was totally different. And I asked him, why are you doing this? He was like, because I'm from Jamaica. I really understand their struggle, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you feel there's a pressure now for African artists to try and get global artists to collaborate with? You just saw Diamond with Jason Derulo, Selena Gomez, Ed Sheeran. Everybody's jumping on an African track right now.
It's just a matter of time because now Afrobeat is taking over and everyone can see that. But we really want to push it, like we are in a hurry, like we really need this market. But if we give it time, I think this is going to work for African artists because the Afrobeats, also Amapiano, like people started to feel the African music. So I think that will bring a lot of global artists to Africa.
The global Afrobeats momentum has brought attention to Rwanda's music scene despite the language barrier. You sing a lot in Kenya, Rwanda, but your music goes beyond the borders of here in Rwanda. What is it about music that transcends language, that people who don't understand Kenya, Rwanda can still enjoy your music in the US?
It's the same thing like this song, Despacito, para chiquita bacho, I don't really understand anything.
Right. We don't speak Spanish, but we were jamming to that song.
Yeah, we understand. Like, if the song is good, anyone can jam, anyone can dance, and like, we just need to do good music. For me, it's not about the languages or any other thing. If you're doing a good music, or do you remember Jerusalem? Yes. I don't really no one understand that in Rwanda, but
Right.
the song was big.
Right.
You just need to do a good song.
I'm fascinated by Rwandan music and the different genres that exist here. There's Rwandan trap music. What is the musical scene in Rwanda like?
It's a very good genre because we have good artists like Ishkevin, I think Bushido, even Bulldog, very popular. They do it really well. Young generation, they really.
This Gen Zs.
Yeah, Gen Z, they really enjoy the music. I do like trap music, and I have one on the album with Bulldog.
Bruce hopes his success, along with the popular sounds of Rwanda, continue to reach more audiences in the future.
In Tanzania, they have bongo flavor. In Kenya, they have gengeton. In Uganda, they do dancehall. For us, we can do all that. And all we add is sweetness. If you want to listen to sweet melodies, sweet music, listen to Rwandan music. You can see that when you listen to Rwandan music, you can feel that sweetness.
He said that with a smile.
Yeah. We have that. We really have that. Have you heard about Mehdi?
I love Mehdi's music and I don't speak Kenya Rwanda.
Now, it's not only Afrobeat.
Yes.
For us, we do all genres, but add that sweetness. And we also have our culture, which is called Gakondo. So in anything we do, you can hear that thing from Rwanda. So this is very easy to bring it to Afrobeat because all we have to do, we are Africans.
Yes.
And Afrobeat is African music. So we all have Afro music in us. All we add is that flavor of Gakondo.
Is it harder to succeed as an independent artist?
It's really hard. You know, you have to do things by your own. But when you have a team, like a strong team, everything becomes easy. As I told you, it's not easy for an artist to do everything. We need managers, like a lot of managers. Like we need manager for sales and all that. We need day-to-day managers. We need directors, producers. Like we need a lot of people to do our work, like to make things work. So if you have a team, everything goes smooth. But when you're alone, you have to deal with that because I've been there for a long, long time.
Next, Bruce tells me why he chose basketball as one of his side hustles.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, we like it. Life is short, my brother.
Bruce Melody says he's passionate about two things, music and basketball.
I feel like there is a connection between music and basketball. I myself did a BL anthem.
It's my failures.
It's a basketball champion. And if you're a fan of basketball, you know that we need music. Doing Colorful Generation, it was not only art. I hope each and any generation can find themselves into this music. Hello, welcome to my house.
He was an ambassador for Kigali's BK Arena, where the Basketball Africa League games are played.
Ta-da!
What do you love so much about basketball?
It's just, I love the games as any other fan of basketball, but also I enjoy it when I see the boys playing, winning. You know, it gives me joy.
What is your dream for these boys, for this team?
Yeah, first of all, we need the BL, you know?
You need them to join the Basketball Africa League.
Yes, that's what we want right now. And after that, then we have to get in the NBA.
A team from Rwanda in the NBA, that would be amazing.
Yep, that would be good.
Is it possible?
And for me,
Yeah.
for me as a person who started from zero, now I'm an artist who can perform in front of big people, like fill up the arenas. This is possible. This is possible.
So if a backup dancer can be a big artist, then a team from Rwanda can also be in the NBA.
Sure. I just believe that, and you will see this happening.
Bruce is helping athletes in his efforts to promote youth empowerment in early 2024. He and Gael Karomba, the owner of his record label 155 AM, invested in a partnership with the Rwandan First Division basketball team, United Generations Basketball. Why basketball?
Now, basketball is my game since when I was young. I really liked to play basketball, even now, but I do that just for fun. And before starting my career as a musician, I used to think I'll be a baller.
Okay, you wanted to be a LeBron James.
And you can see my height, you know.
You are no offense, but you're a short man in a country of very tall people.
I'm not that short.
In a country of tall people, Rwandans are very tall.
We are same height. Are you short?
I'm from Kenya, we're not tall people.
No, I win my side. So, when I started playing basketball, I noticed that I'm not that good, but I just love the game. I love to play. I love to, you know. Now, when I started working with Gael, we had some issue of loving basketball, but we cannot play. And we were like, what if we invest in a basketball team?
He says this was the best time to invest in basketball in Rwanda.
It was really becoming popular after the BK Arena was built. People started watching basketball slow by slow, and now the games can fill up the arena easily, like 10,000 people coming to watch the basketball game. I can see young people started training. We even have a small team here of young kids trying to train for becoming big players. So it shows that there is love of basketball.
I look forward to seeing these guys do great things.
They will be, trust me, they will. A lot of things are happening here for basketball, and as a good investor, you can see that in future there is something in basketball here, especially here in Rwanda.
Can we check out the rest of the place?
Sure.
Let's do it. Next, Bruce shows me his fun-packed new business venture.
I am so good at this. Believe in myself.
This is just like the reality competition.
Let's go.
Vanquish the competition. Bruce Melody's joyful persona made his new investment opportunity a no-brainer. Kigali Universe is a family-oriented venue in the heart of the capital city. I've never seen something like this in Kigali.
Yeah, as an artist, also a young entrepreneur, we have to bring something different on the market, and all we invest in is being happy, like help people to be happy, to bring people together and have fun.
Tell me what the idea behind having this arcade was, to provide this sort of environment in Kigali.
You know, we don't have, we didn't have a place before where people can go and have fun, play, you know, not only kids. There's also games for grown people.
Right.
There you can see this ball.
Yes.
Can you handle this?
The mechanical ball.
Can you handle this?
I will fall off.
You just straight. You can see the place is always busy.
Right.
People just loved it, and we are willing to extend, like make it more bigger.
Okay.
Wow.
That's not bad. Look at that. Bruce and his business partner Gael Karoba promoted Colorful Generation with an over-the-top listening party at Kigali Universe. You switched labels and joined the label owned by your business partner Gael. Tell me about that switch up.
When I met him, we just talked about music business, and I saw that he really understands what music is and what the business is. And I was like, yeah, let's work, let's do the work. And things are happening, like we can see the progress, all of us.
Tell me about your dream collab. Who would you like to get on a track with?
A lot of artists.
Top three.
Lot of artists.
Top three.
I really love Burna Boy. And
The African Giant.
Giant of Africa. And I love Camila Cabello.
Oh, she's fantastic.
And to be honest, I wanted to work with Jason Derulo before any East African artist.
Diamond beat you to that.
Yeah. Much respect to Diamond. He already did that.
That
but
song
I still want to work with Jason Derulo. A long list for the good artists I can work with, even Ashake.
Right.
Lonely Adito, lonely.
I just saw Ashake perform at Afro Nation Detroit. He was incredible. Great performer.
Great performer. And he's a good artist. When you listen to the music as an artist, you feel how was it making the song in the studio. You can feel everything, the energy, everything. It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Ashake, if you're watching, do it. And that's our show. Thank you for watching. We have added Bruce Melody's music to our official Apple Music playlist. Just search for it using the hashtag CNNAVC. And all our shows are on our website. You can binge watch them. CNN.com/African Voices. I'm Larry Midowo in Kigali, and I'll see you next time.